Gamebreaker sets are back in Hockey Ultimate Team, as is a brand new Team of the Week. We've got a new Hut Champs card to chase after, as well as some new Supernatural cards. Let's break it down. Let's start first by breaking down the new Hut Champs card for this week, and it is Mike Green. Same situation as Patrick Marleau from week 1. 10 wins will net you a guaranteed 84 overall Mike Green card. If you are able to get into the top 100, you will get the 85 version. Now, taking a look at the 10-win, 84 overall Mike Green version, we've got the 6'1", 210 right-handed defenseman with offensive defenseman, as well as Silver 1T, which is honestly, given the landscape of the game, pretty fantastic when you combine both the synergy as well as the ability. He's got 87 speed and excel, 88 agility to go with 89 endurance, 83 body checking. Defensive awareness is a little low, but given everything else, a pretty strong right-handed defenseman card for you. The 85 version for getting top 100, same situation as last week with Patrick Marleau. The skating doesn't increase. Speed and acceleration are exactly the same. Everything else will go up +1, and he does get gold 1T as a zone ability, which I think is worth the 2 ability points. But in my opinion, there is just not enough of a separator to grind out for this card. In my opinion, I still think that the zone abilities for the top 100 cards should be free. I think that would actually give them enough value to make them a big enough of a separator for getting top 100. Now, the Hut Champs rewards were obviously a hot button topic, and after seeing what happened today, the packs are just not that lucrative at all. You're really just playing for that guaranteed 84 and 85 overall card. So again, a pretty big letdown in terms of the amount of rewards, which has kind of been the theme in NHL 25. However, the one change to this week is that we are now earning Hut Champs points. One of the biggest issues from this week is that you had to earn another 2,000 Hut Champs points regardless of how well you did. So you need 2,000. If you get top 100, you automatically get the 2,000 Hut Champs points. And then from 15 all the way to 10 wins, that will get you 1,000, so halfway there. And then every win below it will get you 500 up until 4 and 3 and so forth. So it is a improvement with actually giving out Hut Champs points, but the pack rewards have just been brutal. Next up, let's break down the Game Breakers, as they did bring back the Game Breaker sets, which was one of the better pieces of content so far in NHL 25, highlighted by the 85 overall Kyle Connor and Mitch Marner. Taking a look at this week's cards, we've got the 80 overall Stefan Nason. I'll be quick about it. This is a theme team card, just not really worth putting in your lineup. Kevin Lankinen gets one. He has done great work for the Vancouver Canucks to start the year. Only 82 speed and only 6'2", so again, theme team card. Aaron Ekblad is up next at 6'4", 215. He's got great size and two-way defenseman, which is one of the better synergies. 84 speed, 82 excel, kind of that Chris Pronger build, so you can get away with him being a little bit slower, just given his size, and defensive awareness being 84 is nice, so this is definitely a usable card for a lot of players. Mason Lohrei from the Boston Bruins gets one. The 6'5" left-handed defenseman, also two-way defenseman as the synergy. 84 speed, 83 excel, and 84 agility, and 83 body checking to go ahead with 88 on the stick checking stat with two-way defenseman activated. This is low-key a really decent left-handed defenseman card. Teuvo Teravainen's up next with playmaking forward, always one of the better skaters. At 82 overall, he's got 87 speed, 87 excel, and 92 agility with playmaking forward activated. Mid-80s shooting, high 80s hand stats. This could be one of the better left-handed wingers, again, in that 82 overall range. Jonathan Kovacevic from the New Jersey Devils with defensive defenseman. It's 6'5", 223, so some huge defensemen in this release. 84 speed, 83 excel, and 84 agility. He's got 89 shot power, but the accuracy is brutal. His hand stats are awful, but he's got great body checking at 90 overall, one of the highest body checking stats in the game. Again, I think that given the fact that it's so hard to knock people off the puck because of low body checking, this could be a really nice card to go after. Ilya Sorokin gets an 83. He's 6'3" with 83 speed again, so not really a card that I'd be willing to pay up for. My guy Tyler Toffoli from my San Jose Sharks has had a great start to the season in what has been yet another terrible start. He's got two-way forward, 83 speed and excel, 86 agility with decent shooting in the mid-80s, as well as his hand stats. Again, other than theme team players, not really a lot here. The 84s from this release, we've got the 84 Zach Werenski with two-way defenseman and seeing eye at 6'2", 219, the left-handed defenseman. has 86 speed, 85 excel and agility with 85 balance, 83 body checking, and good defensive awareness and stick checking as well in the high 80s. So again, anyone looking for a left-handed defenseman, this is a decent option for you. Chris Kreider is the other 84 from this release. He's got 87 speed, 84 excel and agility, high 80s shooting, mid 80s hand stats, good body checking with silver close quarters, and he's got great size, so he is always one of the better hut cards earlier on. And then finally on to the 85s from this release. We've got the 85 Kyle Connor with sniper forward and gold make it snappy. The left-handed winger's got 88 speed and excel with 90 agility. He's got high 80s, low 90s hand stats. A really underrated card for an extremely underrated player. And then Mitch Marner, 6 foot 180, the right-handed winger's got playmaking forward and gold puck on a string for 2 ability points when all gold abilities are 2. Puck on a string for that cost is brutal in comparison. 88 speed, 90 excel, 94 agility. So for anyone that likes to curl around a lot in the offensive zone, Mitch should be able to be pretty decent at that with really high agility. He's actually got a sneaky good shot and obviously great passing in the 90s as well. So a very good offensive card for any of the Leaf fans out there looking to grab Marner. Now, like I mentioned, the Gamebreaker sets are back, and they work the exact same way that they did earlier on. If you want to trade in 6 Gamebreaker collectibles, you have 3 options. You can trade them in for the 80 overall and above item, so that could be Stefan Nason or Kevin Lankin at 80 overall, or it could be Mitch Marner and Kyle Connor. They are tradable, so this is shooting your shot, essentially. You can guarantee yourself an 82 overall from this release, which would be Teuvo Teravainen or Jonathan Kovacevic. I'm not going to lie, both of those are very good options. So in the prior weeks, this set was kind of the one that you just ignore. I actually think that there's players that should take advantage of this one. And then finally, you can get a random 84 overall, which would have been Zach Werenski or Chris Kreider, guaranteed. It is account bound, meaning that you can't trade it in the future. I don't think there's enough of a separator to go with the account bound version of Zach Werenski or Chris Kreider. So in all honesty, I would shoot my shot trying to get Mitch Marner or Kyle Connor. Or if you really had a free-to-play team and you haven't played a lot and your team is struggling quite a bit in terms of keeping up, I would go with Teuvo Teravainen or Kovacevic because both are really, really good. Now, to get those Gamebreaker collectibles, it is going to work an awful lot like it did in the prior releases. The Gamebreaker objectives will have you completing games with base items that will have you unlocking coins and different player packs before finally unlocking a couple Gamebreaker collectibles, as well as the 81 overall Kirill Marchenko from completing this whole list. The other 4 collectibles are in the new Gamebreaker moments. Again, by completing all of these, you will get the remaining amount of collectibles required so that you can open up one of the Gamebreaker sets for the 6 collectibles. Now on to the Team of the Wallet for this week, featuring the 85 Captain Jake Sanderson. It also comes with the 82 Joel Hofer, Neil Pionk, Anton Lundell, Jared McCann, and Ross Colton. Taking a look at our goaltender for this week, 6'5", Joel Hofer with 80 speed. The goaltender options have been pretty good from this. I mean, Anthony Stolarz from last week is a fantastic card. Again, I think that speed is going to be the thing I focus on the most, but obviously size at 6'5" is a great alternative as well. Anton Lundell from the Florida Panthers at 6'1". The left-handed center gets two-way forward, so it's just under that 80 cutoff for faceoffs. 84 speed, 82 excel, and 84 agility. Doesn't do a lot, so this would be a theme team card in my opinion. Ross Colton from the Colorado Avalanche gets grinding forward, which is kind of an uncommon synergy so far. Again, his skating is very mediocre at 84 speed, 82 excel, and 83 agility. Shot is in the low 80s. Hand stats are 80 across the board. Does get good body checking. It's just not enough here. Neil Pionk at 82 overall, it's 6'1", 190. The right-handed defenseman's got offensive defenseman and 87 speed, 87 agility, and 86 acceleration. Half-decent right-handed defenseman here. One of the better 82 overall options. And then lastly, from the 82s, we've got Jared McCann, the former Spotlight MSP stud from years past. Again, face-off rating is just a little low to play him at center, but he does have 87 speed, 86 excel, and 84 agility, mid-80s shooting, mid-80s hand stats, so not a terrible option for the forwards, but you're probably going to have better options for you. And lastly, at 85 overall, Jake Sanderson, the 6'2", 203 left-handed defenseman with two-way defenseman and gold edges. Makes him one of the better left-handed defensemen in the game, in my opinion. 88 speed, 87 excel, and 88 agility. This is essentially Miro Heiskanen, the Captain X-Factor card. He's got great stick checking and defensive awareness, so a real strong option in Jake Sanderson. Now, again, the Team of the Week sets work exactly the same as they have so far. You can make Team of the Week collectibles via trading in some of your own resources. I wouldn't do any of this, especially this week, given the fantasy event being on. However, a lot of you probably have a lot of Team of the Week collectibles saved up. If you wanted to make an 82 overall to help you with objectives, that's what I've been doing slowly. I've made a couple 82 overall Team of the Week choice packs just to have some players with the intention of putting them in my lineup to use for the objective path. There isn't a super strong option from this choice pack this week, so I don't blame you if you skipped it. However, I will say that Jake Sanderson's card is actually one of the better ones. So if you have a lot of collectibles saved up, let's say you haven't made one Team of the Week card, you've collected all of the collectibles so far since the start of the game, you could really get him at a discounted cost for that. I wouldn't blame anyone for doing that. Like I said, the Jake Sanderson at 85 overall is Team of the Week version. If you can get him for cheap, given the amount of trade-in that you've essentially got Miro Heiskanen's X-Factor card. Taking a look at some of the new Supernatural cards, the 82 Dougie Hamilton, you can only get these cards via packs or in the auction house. Dougie Hamilton's always a great HUT card, has decent skating for someone who's 6'6", 230. His shot is good. At 84 speed and excel, you can get away with that at 6'6", 230. Just pay attention to his defensive awareness at 79. He's not intercepting anything. Alexi Lafreniere is also interesting at 86 speed, 85 excel, and 86 agility. Decent shooting and hand stats and playmaking forward, so another strong option for Rangers fans. Mikey Anderson, also sneaky good with 88 defensive awareness with two-way defenseman activated. 86 speed, 84 excel, and 86 agility on him. Travis Konechny's 83 has two-way forward and 88 speed, 87 excel, and 88 agility, so a pretty strong skater. Obviously, his size a little bit smaller, but again, for anyone that's used Cole Caulfield's card, this is a fine right-handed winger. And then the 84 Moritz Seider, 6'4", 204 with two-way defenseman and silver shutdown. Great ability. 84 speed, 83 excel, 88 agility, 88 balance, so he's not going to get knocked off the puck. He's got 87 body checking and 88 defensive awareness to go with 91 stick checking. This is a very strong right-handed defenseman. Lastly, the 84 Brady Tkachuk, and finally, we get truculence, something that we've been waiting for quite some time. There has not been any players really that have truculence. This is going to be a very impactful card. Even though he's only got 85 speed, 84 excel, and 85 agility, at 6'4", 225, that skating is still usable, and silver truculence should knock almost everyone off the puck, especially because a lot of players are using smaller defensemen and smaller forwards that have good speed. Really interested to try out this Brady Tkachuk card. That is going to do it. Again, remember the weekly competitive objectives is the objective path you want to focus on if you can. It is the most lucrative rewards that they offer tradable, and the amount of coins and things you get in it is actually worth your time. So if you can complete that, I definitely would recommend it. But thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.